Hello everyone and welcome back to a World of Tanks video. Today I decided that I would get the H3 because, you know, cool new battle pass tank that came out, and yeah, I was like, huh, it's interesting. I've seen a Chems video of the H3 in the Lesta server, which is the Russian server in case you didn't know, and I was like, oh yeah, I wonder what's going on here. I saw a tiny bit of Quickie Baby's video, just seeing how it's a 5-shot autoloader. I was like, oh yeah, that's interesting. Now that I've got it, and yes, I did spend a little bit of money, but not that much because I had spare and I'd already grinded it a bit, so it was alright. But now that I have got it, I would say I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, to be honest, this camo is unbelievably cool with the little bike, all the barbed wire, all the welded on chunks, the spikes. It's just, I love this kind of style, this aesthetic. I think it's very cool. This tank itself is very cool. However, one of the main and most glaring issues with this tank is the armor. Like, it is not very good armor. At the front you got 140, that's angled, so you get 230. So if you angle it a bit, you can get some 250, 270 sort of area there. That's pretty nice. Issue is side armor. It's apparently 84 millimeters thick and 64 here, so the entire side armor is 64 millimeters, which is not a lot. It's not thin enough to the point where you start to get over whatever you call it, 3 times ruled, so just guaranteed pen by things, but it's thin enough that most tanks, if they catch a side of you, like, they're just gonna pen anyway. It's got a bit of a turret ring neck to add on to the lack of side scrape, and despite the look, the turret is almost smack bang in the middle of the tank, so you can't really reverse side scrape even if you had side armor per chance. The back is very weak, HE-able weak, with like more standard HE. The side of the turret's 140, it's not very good. And here's the worst part about it, the front of the turret. Look, 210 millimeters, but it's practically flat, so it's only 270. We got like 200. It's roughly 210 to 250 millimeters of armor all round, and even the cupola's like only 180-ish. So this thing is supposed to be some sort of hull down thing, right? You'd think, like, just by looking at it. When you look at it, it's like, oh yeah, it's a cool autoloader. It's got a bit of stuff, but like, yeah, it can't really go hull down because the turret isn't actually that strong and it doesn't have that much gun depression anyway, which has caught me. The damage is pretty good. That's with a crew skill, so it's up 1. So 400 damage, 5 shots. That's a lot of damage. But like, it's not very good. One thing I would say though is the dispersion after firing and all of that jazz is actually really nice. So the gun characteristics and handling of it are really good. I've got a basic crew that I just stole from another tank. Hit points is a bit lower considering this is a tier 9 tank, and I do have the bounty hardening, but it's only level 1, so don't panic. But yeah, so it's not a lot of hit points. The armor isn't crash hot. Its overall speed isn't too fast. I would say it's definitely not slow. It can get up to speed very nicely. The concealments and all that's heavy tank. The spotting range is actually definitely not bad either. But yeah, all in all, you have to play it. I would argue that this thing's like a Chafia tier 4 in heavy form. So you get teamed up against heavies, but you do the same sort of slimy, sneaky, stab a tank when it's down sort of play style, but you're supposed to be a heavy, and you can't really perform that role as a heavy, which is slightly annoying. So it's very stuck in the support role, and if you're the only heavy, you can't really push the flank. Plus side, velocity is real nice. The pen, although I haven't had too much issues with the pen for tier 9 heavy tanks, I don't think that this is too amazing. but I could be like extremely wrong. So hang on. Let's see. This thing. Let's go with this. What's your standard? 250, 2303. That's pretty average. I might be wrong. What about the old ST? 250. So the average pen's all right. It doesn't have old World of Tanks premium pen. Another extremely good tank. Let's go look at here. Yeah. So a H3 is ever so slightly below average for the pen, but the amount of damage that you can do if you get into a one-on-one is quite incredible. The gun is super nice. It's not a sniping at range good gun, but it's like you can definitely hit shots close up. You can definitely hit shots at range, but it's not a sniping gun, I would say, even though it's very accurate. But yeah, so that's this tank. If you like The Walking Dead and like stuff like that and just want another tank, it's definitely not bad. But like if you had to grind, like only had the chance to spend money on this thing, I wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, over to some extremely cherry-picked games for you. And just like that, we are now onto Sand River. The first match, I really got a remotely good game in, and just gonna show you how like this thing can really pincer tanks and like, you know, get that one-on-one win. But anyway, as you can see, we started the map, the IS and stuff, all the people are pushing in the middle. It's pretty crazy, pretty hectic. The 5-second injury clip is kind of rough, but at range, it's not actually that bad. Absolutely whiff a shot at the char because I thought he was coming closer, not driving away. So that's badly by me. So I'm busy trying to get that. Yeah, see? Oh, no, never mind. There's a Barask over there. I'll see if I can hit him. Aim shot. Nice tracking shot. He doesn't have a repair kit. And second shot lands almost exactly where the first one was. Now, because of the injury clip, can't get that IS free. Don't quite have the gun depression to kill the IS free. Super freaking annoying. But yeah, that's just how this tank rolls sometimes. And here comes the ELC. I'm thinking he's going to keep driving. Lead for the drive. He turns and I miss my shot. So that sucks. Anyway. So, one Ultra Instinct later. I've reloaded. I've driven around. Nothing's happened. My team's absolutely won the push. And I'm thinking to myself, that 50 TP is going to get eaten alive. And there's a full health Type 4 heavy. Boom. One shot. I'm looking over going, there's definitely tank destroyers that are looking at me. There's a Scorpion that gets me. Oh, well. I definitely don't want that. 2-shot. 3-shot into the Type 4 heavy. 4 shots coming up. Boom. Just like that. And I've got a 5th shot, but I don't need to use it. Scorpion absolutely slaps me again. And that shot goes high. But just like that, I've had a really good game. Hit a couple shots at the start and managed to eat the Type 4 alive. Now I've reloaded and time to see the cleanup potential of the tank, which is not that bad. I've still got roughly half. I've lost 1,000 HP, which is not very good, but I've got enough to start the cleanup. And they all tank destroyers, and they all seem to be looking. Try to get a shot on the Scorpion, get some revenge. And I think to myself, he's only 250 hit points. I don't really want to waste a shot on that. So I come up over here to get a shot at the Ferdinand and the freaking French thing, the AMX. Another beautiful shot into the thing's rangefinder, which is very nice. Another wobbly hand shot into the SU. Get slapped by him. I managed to bounce a shot. Don't know how he managed to bounce the shot. And yeah. I live that, and just like that, that's game. 3.3k damage, and didn't need to fire premium rounds. Yeah, on to the next one. Emperor's Order. Here is just going to be a full game from the start. I'm not going to really cut it up like the other one. The other one on Sand River was just to show you like this thing's ability to just absolutely eat equal tier heavy tanks alive, even very healthy Type 4 heavies alive. And yeah, but now you get to see a bit more of this tank's normal like gameplay in a battle. This is still a very good battle. I was still very lucky with the way the enemy team played and the fact that I got a hill So I can use some of my gun depression, which isn't that much, as you will see, but I'd still get to use gun depression, which I think is very freaking nice. Still think this thing could have more gun depression. I still think this thing should have more armor. I think Wargaming was a bit scared of giving this thing armor. The Cobra absolutely eats the pattern tank alive. I shoot the Leopard, and the Leopard shoots me in the track, absolutely pens on that angle. And the pattern tank doesn't get to pen because it was an auto ricochet angle. And I am almost fairly certain, I could be even more certain if I decided to watch this and edit it like a normal person, but I'm pretty sure that is the only shot I bounced, which was an auto ricochet on the side after he tried to shoot my tracks off. Which I'm pretty sure he just shot me on the move and hope for the best. But it doesn't matter. I've still got 3 shots left, so I don't need to reload. I don't think I mentioned at the start, but the 26-second reload is extremely nice. I don't have anything to increase the reload. Shoot the RU2 5-1. Get that light tank out of the game, and now I'm just aiming like an absolute aiming person. The Panzernick starts to go up. You could buy that for the equivalent price of just like slamming through the battle pass, or you could have like, so it's up to you. The Panzernick's also known for not being as good, but it does have the heavy tanker ability and the ability to trade. So yeah, this thing can't quite trade as normally as other things. SDRV gets my track, I get a nice shot on the T54, which is this thing's equivalent in the tech tree. I would say if you don't really enjoy this, the T54, you won't really enjoy this. I'd argue that this thing's almost a worse T54, because the side grade for this thing is the gun's way more nicer. I haven't checked the ammo because they changed the ammo. This thing's faster, but it's got less armor. Versus that, it's got a better armor layer, a little bit slower, and way better gun for picking out and brawling, considering it's only got a 2 and a bit second interclip instead of 5. Now I'm absolutely flying down the hill going, that mouse is practically full health. I load a full gold magazine. This is the only gold magazine I will load. And yeah, 1 shot into the back of the mouse. He's already turning for me. 2 shot. I'm keeping an eye on the E3. I was like, oh, the E3 just shot. Mouse pens me, he's sparing golds. I'm spamming gold at him, so it's pretty even Steven. Freaking dude tries to come and get a shot. I managed to shoot over him. I got to shoot here, but I didn't shoot for some reason, which is good because I actually get the shot, and I know to shoot through the track of the mouse. So then I get the mouse killed, and that gets me to 3.5k damage, just like that. See, this is the super annoying and difficult thing with this tank is like, you need to know how to play around the lack of armor and when to like push and use your health. So it's not a very nice tank for beginners or stuff like that. The just below average pen doesn't really matter because the gun is actually super nice outside of the 5-second interclip and the 5 rounds. Shoot at the E3, doesn't pen. I don't know why I thought that would have penned, really. I just looked at the green. The track ate the shot, and he just turned around, and boom, lower plate. I completely lied. Now, that's the last amount of AP I will shoot, because this match is practically over now. So, I only get 1 more shot. But to close this off, considering this match is like the only real good bit I got of this, another thing that I can say as a positive for this tank is the credits it makes. If you don't spam those shots, like those are the only shots I shot. A meg and 3 shots of premium rounds cost me 50,000 credits at the end of the game. So this thing is not cheap if you are firing premium rounds, even if you do a good amount of damage. As you can see, 3.6k damage, I'd argue that's pretty nice. Even in the losses of these tanks, and also I look at the rock and I'm like, oh yeah, he's behind the rock, and only when I zoom in do I realize that's not a rock, it's a bush, and I should have just shot at it. But anyway, greatly delayed shot by me. But that's all I get after this. Where was I? Oh yeah, credits. The credits in this thing, super nice. Overall, I'd say the bad things about it are the armor and the intraclip reload. The positives, I would say, is definitely the gun handling. It handles super nice. It can hit shots at range. The thing is decently quick. It's got enough power to get up hills. The penetration is... it's average. So they're only like a couple millimeters below the average of the tier 9 tanks that I got. And I've got some good ones. So, for heavies at least. So I'm pretty sure it's average penetration. The premium rounds are kind of not good, but with the way that the gun handling works, like, I'd say you don't really need to spam premiums. But yeah, the armor's not good, gun's good, a lot of clip, not a lot of intra-clip reload, so you can't be fast, but you can kill things one-on-one real easy. But yeah, so that's all I got for you today. Do I recommend this thing? I'm on the fence. If you like Chaffee Tier 4, which you can get for free, and you like that, and you also like The Walking Dead, go for it. All yours. But if you don't really like the Chaffee Tier 4, which I would guarantee tell you to get over this any day of the week anyway, I wouldn't recommend it. But you've probably seen every big YouTuber talk about it, so it doesn't matter. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe if you so desire. And yeah, I will start to unlazy myself and edit a tiny bit more. But I won't make promises like other times I have and have forgotten. So yeah, anyway, with that, have a good day and or night. See yous.